This tutorial is going to show you how to create this reflective light shine across letters. I've got my name listed out here. I selected the text I wanted, typed it in, selected the color I wanted, and I added the bevel and emboss effects and adjusted it till it was kind of what I wanted it to look like. So once you get to this point, then you can go to a new layer, and we're going to add a box here, and we want it to be pure white because this is going to be like the little glare that flashes over everything. And we are going to do a Gaussian blur. Rasterize. We want, oops, too much. We want there to be a dark white in the middle, or a white you can't see through in the middle, and then soft on the edges. So play with it till you get it about right there. Command T, and I'm going to skew it, because usually when there's a highlight that goes over, it is going to be kind of skewed like that at an angle. Now we need to pull up our timeline. So we go to Window, Timeline, and this is what we're going to use to create our animation. Create Video Timeline, and then we're going to go over to these little three boxes so we can see the frames. Okay, set it to no delay. So essentially this is our first frame, so make sure you're happy with the positioning of your little white highlighted rectangle. I think I'm going to change mine just a little. Okay, and it's going to start before your first letter. Alright. Now you're going to add a new frame. So think of this as your very last frame, and then we'll go in and set it to autofill the frames in between. So for our very last frame, we want it to have gone all the way across all the letters and end up past the letter. So go right there. Now we want to add between. So what that does is it adds all the frames in between this frame I'm on and the previous frame, or it depends what you set it on, previous frame. So I think I'm going to actually add 13, see how that looks, because we want it to go pretty fast. And click OK. Now we can play it. I'm not liking how it's kind of cutting off down here. I must have lowered it a bit. So let me undo all those. So for my second frame, I want to stay in line with all those. So let me check the position of my first frame, and then last frame. It's over here. Very good. Okay. So I kind of played around with different numbers of frames. I think I ended up with 17 was about the speed that I wanted it to be at, and that was where I was happy. It was still a little choppy, so I'll show you how to fix that. But one important thing is to create a clipping mask with that rectangle, with that white highlight or brightly colored highlight, depending on what color you use, so that it only goes over top of those letters. So select all of your frames and then create a clipping mask with your rectangle. And that way, if you have a different colored background, it won't make the highlight go over the background. It can be just on the letters themselves. What I didn't like was how slow and kind of choppy it looked. So what I decided to do was go back to the video portion and play with the frames per second here. I think that's what that is. And you'll see it plays a lot smoother. Now I can save it.